Well, here's the ugly thing about politics now. You know, what's happening now is that the New York Post is actually running nude pictures of Melania Trump, Donald Trump's wife. And it's a sad, unfortunate situation here because you can tell that all these news medias and all these news sources are biased. They have an agenda, and it's not about reporting truth. It's about supporting whatever candidate that we want up there for the general public. Now, this is low. It really is. And I think that they, I think that, I'm going to leave my personal thoughts out of this, but it says the Oval Office, and it says exclusive photos. You've never seen a potential first lady like this. Now, the truth is that I think this is Donald Trump's third or fourth wife. She's an attractive woman. And she had a life prior to Donald Trump. Just like you all have had a life prior to Donald Trump. And it looks like since then she's turned the page from that life and she's moved on. And the thing that incenses me, enrages me, but it doesn't trouble me. You follow me? Because I know how evil and how wicked human beings are, especially when they have an agenda. That's why you can't trust these news sources out here, because each one of them have an agenda for their particular candidate for president or for office. And it's amazing how passionate people get when it comes to politics. But yet and still they will not exercise that same type of passion when it comes to seeking and searching out the Most High. But, to exploit this man's wife past and to put it out here as if that has any bearing on her today, being a family woman and moving forward in life, is just nonsensical and it's ridiculous. If that's the case, then what we need to do is go ahead and uncover all of Bill Clinton's rapes that he has done to people. We need to go ahead and we need to start slinging mud at Hillary Clinton, because the truth is Chelsea Clinton is not Bill Clinton's daughter. And that's what they report out there. And so you got all these different news sources slinging private overtures about the private lives of what people have done allegedly years ago, which has no bearing on that. You mean to tell me we've got veterans that have died in Benghazi under Hillary Clinton's watch? We've got thousands of veterans that has been killed in an unjust war. We've got genocide that is literally taking place over in the East because of the American policies. And then we got people just dying on an unprecedented level, and we're concerned about some nude photos of his wife, of Donald Trump's wife. Oh, I think this is what I think. I think that everybody in this world, and has so much baggage in the closet. And I think that it is utterly, utterly, utterly distasteful and disdainful for someone to allegedly go out and try to discredit someone's character based upon their feelings getting hurt, based upon... Now, you can do what you want. You see, with somebody like me, I don't give a damn. I just don't. Because whatever you could think of is probably a sin in life. And as a sinner, I've probably done it. The one thing I definitely have not done and never have ever entertained was being a sodomite. I promise you that. But, when you think about sin and stuff like it, there's no way I'm going to let somebody out there who lives in this world, has got 2 feet on the ground, and you still living in sin, that would ever condemn me in any way, shape, fashion, or form by minute, stupid, simple words you say. I know how to push you away and get you out of my life. And it's just a sad, sad thing that you're going to go into this lady's 20s when she was a model. That's what she was, a model at the time. And you're going to bring this up to the presidential campaign as if it has any bearing on it. Only thing this is just to do. See, this is how ugly politics get. And religion is even uglier. You know the reason why religion is even uglier? Religion is even uglier because you got a bunch of people sitting up in front of you, grandstanding and stage playing as if they are a man of God, a man of God. And they look at you and they stand behind the pulpit as if they are telling you the truth when they're nothing but a bag of liars. Every one of them. And it seems like everybody today has an agenda but truth. That's the reason why I often tell you, check me out. Check out the ministry, see if what I'm saying is true or not. Because you don't have to look too far in anybody's life to find corruption and dirt. But that's not what this thing is about. This thing is about living his life and being able to overcome, because all of us are born in sin. And all of us are shaping in iniquity. And the only perfection that we're ever going to have in his life is by overcoming the thing that used to actually demonize us, the thing that caused us to be oppressed, and we overcome it. And we no longer practice those things. But I tell you what, you ain't going to get me. That would not sway my mind one bit. And I see the cover of it right here from Alex Jones' channel. But man, I would dare not. Matter of fact, that tells me everything I need to know about the New York Post or anything coming out of New York for us, an exclusive of newspaper. The only person that would actually look at something like that is someone who's a pervert. That's what they are. Because myself personally, that's that man's wife. I dare not to open up a magazine or go buy a magazine stand just so I can sit there and open up and look at this man or his wife and salivate all over her, probably 20 years prior to, or at least 10 years prior to him ever even knowing her. But you look at the history of the Clintons, man, it's all out there. It's all out there. Monica Lewinsky, it's all out there. So what you've got is you've got everybody is trying. Why? And that's another question too in this country. Why is sex and anything sexual? Why is that? Seems like that is the ultimate condemnation of a monogamous society. I don't understand it one bit. I just don't get it. I do not understand it whatsoever at all. I mean, Donald Trump has had what, 3 wives, 4 wives? And he parades all his children, every single one of them up on the stage, and he celebrated. And in my book, from what I will call it serial polygyny, because he's got children spread out from all these different wives. But he celebrated in this world because he went through the legal system and done it the right way. And now on Donald Trump's side, you know what I mean? He's big on illegal immigration. Well, his wife is an immigrant, but she's not illegal. I'm telling you, I'm going to say something right here that's going to really upset a lot of people here. You want to talk about illegal immigrants? America, the Europeans that came over here and took this country unjustly, that's illegal immigration. We sit down. The Americans did. They sit down with the Indians, the indigenous people of this land. See, this is why I get in trouble, because I'm telling truth. They sit down with the indigenous people of this land. They ate with them. And as soon as they got finished eating with them, they rose up and slaughtered 700 of them. And now we have a national holiday called Thanksgiving. And when you go out to celebrate Thanksgiving and you have no idea what you're doing. You have it in your mind, this is what Thanksgiving is for and what it's about, because that's what they told you. But then when you really truly find out the historical meaning of what Thanksgiving really is, and then you go and Google and check out, or Wikipedia, go and check out National Day of Mourning, and then see if you really truly want to involve yourself with Thanksgiving. Because I tell you what, it's a sad, sad thing. In other words, once you come to the truth of something, once you come to the knowledge of truth of something, you need to distance yourself from the lies. But if you continue to keep partaking in the lies, then that would make you guilty as well. Does it not? Does it not? And I'm so hard. I come down hard on religion because I hate being lied to. That's why I'm a pastor today. Because I'm not going to lie to people when it comes to that Bible. I am just simply not going to lie to them at all. That's all there's to it. But to set up there, that's very distasteful to set up there and take younger pictures of this man's wife and put it out on a national news source where everybody can see her naked body. Now, the truth is, you seen one woman body, you seen it all. They all got the same thing. Every one of them. They all got breasts, and they got butts, and they got curves. I mean, and so just some of them come in different shapes and sizes. What's the big deal about looking at a woman's body unless you are a sexual pervert? What's the big deal? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But I do know that sex seems to be the thing that drives this culture. Now you got people out there wearing shirts with Bill Clinton, with Che Guevara type, coloring on it. It says rape at the bottom. And then of course, I mean, my, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get so ugly. And this is the part of politics that you don't want your children to be sitting up there looking at. And you even have to question yourself about some of the things that these low-life idiots are getting ready to bring out. And the truth is, it's not the fact of the matter if some things are true or not. It's just the fact of the matter that a lot of people hold the truth in unrighteous. The only reason why they're doing this is because they want to hurt Donald Trump in places that they can't hurt him. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Donald Trump is an alpha male. You ain't going to hurt him. You can say whatever you want. It ain't going to sway his course. He's just going to hit right back because he's a man. You can post all the nude pictures you want about his wife and her past. That still ain't going to sway. All that's going to do is with an alpha male is embolden him to go deeper and harder. In other words, you hit him, he going to hit you. He going to hit you hard. That's just the way it is with alpha males. But the majority of them are cowards. The cowards are never going to come out and do interviews and say, we are the ones that post these, because then Donald Trump will be able to finger them. What they'll do is hide behind the scenes, use the name New York Post to get it all out here while they're because they're little imp, sick cowards. Now, we're dependent on public education about a lot of things. We really, truly are. Now, listen to me. I don't have a lick of confidence in politics in this country. I just don't. It's the same old dog and pony show again. They all going to get up there and lie, and you're going to think they're going to change, and they're going to change nothing. They're not going to change nothing at all. Things are still going to go on the same. We're still going to decline as a nation. We're still bankrupt as a nation. We're going from 20 trillion to 27 trillion, what they tell you. And then we heading from 250 trillion to 300 trillion in unfunded liabilities with Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security. So we're bankrupt and we're on the decline. We're following the exact same history that I've told you years ago of the Roman Empire. That's all you. If you want to know where America's at right now, go look in history, and you can see that we are repeating the same mistakes of the past. And when a country repeats the same mistakes of the past, we are destined for destruction. That's all there is to it. But, I mean, for instance, this woman is a mother. And now they have to keep their son from actually walking past a newsstand and seeing her mother, his mother, exploited on a national magazine, all because of hate. All because they've been injured or they hate him. First of all, what has Donald Trump done to any of you people? He hadn't even been out here in the political arena to do anything. So they have to try to dig up something that's going to gain the public interest. And what gets the public interest? Debauchery, wicked sexual exploits. I don't know what's going on with this country and the sex thing. I don't get it. But apparently it's important to a lot of people. Sex sells. It sells. And the more perverted and the more lies you tell, the greater it is. But I tell you what, when I see stuff like this, what it teaches me is it's a test of my own personal character, because you can put all the smut, you can put all the junk up in front of my face that I want, but I don't have to entertain it. I don't have to look at it. What that does to me is that let me know what type of news source that is. They let me know what type of reporting agency that is. I mean, if we could have campaigns to where people could actually just deal with policy, what's really truly what policy, the economy was really important to Americans, then we'll really truly find out the heart of the people. But let me tell you something. The mudslinging is getting ready to get, this is going to be the ugliest mudslinging campaign that you have ever seen in the history of politics. And if you want to grab a bag of popcorn, you can grab a bag of popcorn and you can watch the show. But I'm not going to be watching all this, especially if they're going to be exploiting a young woman and showing her nude body for the whole world to see. That already tells me, number one, that the New York Post, they're for the Democrats, and the Democrats just as perverted and just as wicked as the reporting agency. Now we have to look and see what Fox News is going to be reporting about Bill and Hillary Clinton, and you're going to know their level of lowness that they stoop to as well. What are you about? I'll tell you what about. You get your own land, you grow your own food, you start storing food, you storing clean water, you live a quiet and peaceful life, you surround yourself, if you can find some, because they're getting so small, surround yourself with people who you can trust, and they can trust you. Because I don't mind telling you, I've removed a lot of hypocrites, a lot of liars, a lot of stage players out of my life totally. I've had people in the last few years, they want to, after they've lied on me, after they've falsely accused me, after they have done so much evil, then they come back and say, well, I'm sorry. I say, okay, good. Well, hey, I receive your repentance. Good. Hey, good. I'm glad you're sorry. Because you are. And then say, and what they're looking for is an inroad indoor back to friendship, fellowship. No. After the first and second admonition rejecting it, you go ahead and turn the page and go on in life. And then you know what they do? They go out there, and after they repented and so-called been sorry, they go out there and tell more lies. They go out there and make up stuff and stuff. And what I do, I learned from the Catholic Church. I learned from the Catholic Church, and I learned from T.D. Jakes and all them. I have, because them folks are big time. I let people say what they want to say and do what they want to do. Makes no difference to me. Makes no difference to me at all. Have fun. Do what you want to do. Still not going to stop me, because just like your past, my past is not the definition, or does not define me of the man that I am today. Your past does not define you or who you are today. You've made many mistakes, and you've overcome a few things, and you're still working if you have a righteous heart. Pastor Dow's not going to be the one going to look back in your life to see what the hell you've done. That's like I had this one brother at one time in the ministry, and before he would actually come up to fellowship with us, he ran a background check on me. Damn, what I need to do is run a background check on you, because you still owe me money. And that's just the truth. I loaned you money without interest or usury, and it's been 2 years and I ain't seen one nickel. Now what? I should have ran a background check on him, and not only him, but everybody who ever came this way who seemed to be somewhat. And then you're going to turn around, people going to turn around out there and talk about me when you are in question. Oh, look at the devil, and the devil is a liar. If you want to get your popcorn and pay attention to it, go ahead. I think I'm going to try to set this one out and do something a little bit more productive. But I will report from time to time. But I'm busy about building and not tearing down. And that's the truth. And that's the true straight way. And we're going to keep going up higher.